What's the point of trying if nothing works? That's probably a question that you've asked yourself when you've tried your absolute best and yet nothing seems to come through for you. Maybe you've even been at it multiple times and still nothing's happened for you. And trust me, I get it, I've been there before. That feeling can crush you. It can make you stop before the results even had a chance to show up. But today I want to talk to you as if I was sitting right across from you. So we're going to have a conversation because I've been there before and I've overcome this feeling. So here's one thing that you need to get to grips with first. Nothing not working doesn't mean that you're failing. All it means is that you're still testing. Think about it. Thomas Edison, the guy who created light bulbs, he didn't create them on his first try. It took him 1,000 attempts before he finally found something that worked for him. And I understand that you guys aren't here to try and create electricity. Maybe you're just trying to get in better shape, start up that business, pass your class, or maybe even just feel better about yourself. Whatever it may be, the principle is always going to remain the same. Failure isn't the end. All it is feedback. So I'll give you a personal example. When I first started creating content, I thought to myself, nobody's going to watch, nobody's going to care. And for the most part, in the very beginning, in the early stages, nobody did. I'd post a video on YouTube, I'd get 0 views, and I thought to myself, nobody cared. What I have to say is worthless. And you can't help but think to yourself, what's the point of trying if nobody cares? Well, the thing that I learned is people do care if you make them care. And I understand now that that means consistency. It means showing up until something sticks. The reason why most of us quit is because we confuse slow results with no results. Think about the gym. You could have been going to the gym for about 2 weeks and look in the mirror and see 0 change. That doesn't mean it's not working, it just means that you haven't given it enough time to show. Let's say you're studying for an exam. You put in a couple hours of revision, but the concepts don't click. Your brain says, see, this isn't working. But in reality, learning compounds. The things that don't make sense to you today will connect tomorrow if you learn to stick with it. So having said all of this now, I'd like you to reframe the question. Instead of what's the point of trying, ask yourself, what's the point of not trying if everything stays the complete same? Because here's the truth, right? No matter what angle you look at this at, giving up guarantees the result that you fear. Nothing will change. Because think about relationships. You may have had people you care about leave, reject, or misunderstand you. And the result of that is that you want to stop trying with people altogether. But if you were to stop putting yourself out there, what's the alternative? Loneliness, sadness, regret? Life will always reward persistence, not perfection. The people you admire, the ones you think you have made it, they just kept going long enough to not let failure dictate their story. So now I'm just going to give you some practical steps to keep on going. How do you actually convince yourself to keep going even when you feel drained? Well, here's what's helped me. Well, the first thing that I did was shrunk the problem. Don't look at the mountain, look at the steps right in front of you. If you wanted to get in shape, don't say I'm going to do it in 6 weeks. Give yourself about 6 months to a year. You need to understand that it's a lengthy process and it will take time. So ask yourself, what can I do today to add towards that later result? Second thing is detach from the outcome. So this is the stoic mentality that I've spoken about countless times in my previous videos, but one thing that I struggled with, as I mentioned earlier on in the video, was views. So when I stopped focusing on views, I started to do a lot better. I started to focus on the things that actually mattered, which was creating content, and I started falling in love with the process rather than hating it. The third thing is write down your small wins. The evidence always helps, guys. One more rep done, one more conversation started, one more page read. All of these things, they compound into belief. And my last piece of advice in this is to think long term. Every setback you face is just a single chapter. If you quit, that's where the story ends. If you keep going, it becomes a turning point. If you're sitting there wondering why you're trying because nothing works, or wondering how you should go about things, what your answer to your question is, well, I'll give you an answer. You should try it because that's the only thing that ever works. The pain that you feel right now, not permanent. The failures, not permanent. The embarrassment, not permanent. But that regret of quitting, that will follow you for the rest of your life. So maybe today feels pointless. Maybe today you haven't seen the progress that you want, or throughout the months you haven't seen the progress that you want. But let me remind you of something. Most people give up at the 99-yard line, not realizing that their breakthrough is right in front of them, but they turn back before they reach it. Don't let that be you. So what's the point of trying if nothing works? The point is, trying is the work. The point is, effort compounds in silence before it shows in the spotlight. The point is, even if this path doesn't lead to exactly where you want, it builds the skills for the next one. So keep on keeping on. Keep building evidence for yourself. And one day you'll look back and realize to yourself, the very moments where I thought nothing was working was where everything was built. So guys, if you reached the end, I really hope that you enjoyed that video. I hope that you took something away from it. And if you did, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And share this to a friend who you think may need it. I'll catch you guys in the next one.